And after 8 days I've finished drawing the small faces with these and this and this. So there's a reason why I'm doing all of these musicians. It's something that I'm not going to reveal just yet, but I'm leading to it. I'm creating a book. It is not going to be published by any kind of company. I'm going to have to do it myself because I've got no connections, and even 50 copies is going to stretch the budget. I feel like putting things on social media is becoming a little bit of a chore and a problem, a serious problem, but more on that later. So the small faces, I like the small faces. If you listen to the first Small Faces album, they influenced quite a lot of bands. The reason that they sounded different with Itchy Park and Ogden's Not Gone is they went to a different company after an argument with Don Arden. And if you know of music history, you'll know the kind of person that Don Arden was. The rumours are true. Quite a lot of the rumours are true. So this is linked in with something that I'm doing with the book, and I think I've got about 23 portraits to do. I mean, so far I've done 12. I'm on my 12th portrait in a year. It's not happening quick enough, but it's happening quick. This is going to take the best part of this year to do. I usually draw horror in October. I can't do it. I usually draw people that I go to when I go to conventions. I'll draw a portrait of them, really just to get seen for what I do. That's not happening. There's a convention coming up next Saturday, and there's quite a few guests that I would have drawn and I would have got prints for, but there's no way that I can do it because this has got to be the full focus. The Small Faces influenced, well, they influenced Paul Weller, they influenced a lot of British bands, but they also influenced these guys. If you listen to side 2 of the first Small Faces album, you'll know, you hear it. You hear their voice. So this is a pencil portrait. Let me just show you. It's real. I drew this in 2018 over 12 days. And this is going in the book. It was a monumental task to do this. And the thing is, I keep doing these portraits and no one really talks. And then you meet somebody outside of the social media circle and you should be in a gallery. Yeah, but where I live, no. This is one of the reasons why I'm on the way out. I'm leaving the area. So from the Small Faces, I'm doing another band. They're all going to be band portraits this year, all going to be groups and singers. But who am I doing? Well, let's move this away and I'll show you. Am I an AC/DC fan? You bet your sweet bippy I am. Right, this is a music book that I bought a few years ago. AC/DC are notorious for not putting the lyrics in the songs, in the albums. So I bought the music book. And while I can't play music, and I can follow these squiggly lines, but I can't read them as they're, you know, I can't play the notes. I haven't got a guitar. But this is a very big It's about 1,000 pages, I think. What, 800, about 840 pages. That's what's on it. It's a big hefty book, and it's got all of the guitar tabs and the lyrics, so I have been known to sing along to songs as I'm drawing or learning the songs, so I can just play through these songs, and obviously it's got Back in Black and Highway to Hell on it, and TNT, and then we get this, which is what I'm playing as I draw. Don't worry, there is a picture coming up. So yeah, I haven't got every one, but I've got enough to keep me going. They were a prolific band. Long Way to the Top, If You Want to Rock and Roll, was out when I was about 4, and I just like them. I've got this album on vinyl, and then this is Black Ice. I haven't got every one, as I said. Then there's this, which I bought from London when it came out. I was creating a cartoon series at the time, and I went into a music shop, saw this for about £40. I thought, I'm having that. That has a DVD and the basic record, which you can get now on a format like that or the vinyl, but I've got the extended, the special edition. And if I'm going to get something autographed, it possibly will be this. And then there's some extras in the back. That was stuck on the front. Stickers, a reprint of an Iron Man story from the 60s. Special cover with the drawing. That isn't real, that's a print. And then an AC/DC poster, and I'll just put that away. And who am I drawing from AC/DC? Well, this guy. Yeah, this one is a special box set. There's 5 discs but 4 albums, and this is a tribute to Bon Scott. Back in Black's in this, and it sounds like a different recording. Actually, I've got to play that version, which I think is the same one, but I don't know. If you look at it, it's jet black with some, you can see it, but I think it's a different recording. I've got to play it again, but yeah. So where am I at the moment? Also, it's got this recording on it, the live concert, on 2 discs. So now that I'm drawing Bon Scott, this has taken, it's the 8th day today. I'm just starting, and let's just take this off. This is why I didn't show it last week, because it's all black. Now, when you're shading black, it's not just getting a really heavy pencil and drawing and scribbling on it, it's layering tones. So there's Angus Young in misty form. There's not much detail that I can put in that, because the main focus is Bon Scott. And then I've got the drum kit, and here is Bon Scott that I'm working on at the moment. Let me just do this. There's a lot of work got to be done. So as I said, I've just started. I'd rather be playing music, but you know, YouTube and music. Funny thing with social media, they can block music in a heartbeat, but anything offensive, anything that's bullying or that kind of thing, they take their sweet time. It's funny that somebody can put an insult on you, on what you do, and you're on your own, but if you dare play 6 seconds of music, you're not allowed to. So I've certainly got to do the tattoo today, but at the moment it's boiling hot in this room. I usually draw upstairs with music on, and heat rises, and when it gets hot, it gets really hot. So the fan has got to be on soon, and I have had to stop drawing because of the heat. I love the heat. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the heat, and anyone who complains about the heat, well, in the cold, I'm in pain. Plus, we get strawberries. Where Bon Scott's... Bon Scott, he died when I was about 8. And it was alcohol that did it. He passed out in his car. His car was on, he was in the garage, and he was found the next morning. And this incident inspired Ozzy to release Suicide Solution. He created Suicide Solution because of Bon Scott. My drug of choice is strawberries. I don't really drink, so I like strawberries and milkshakes. I haven't grown up from that, and I've tried, but you can't overdose on a strawberry. I do eat. I'm going out today. I'm not drawing as much today. I'm going out today. I'm buying strawberries. But the thing is about doing this on. Well, let me tell you the AC/DC story, the personal AC/DC story. It was 2013-ish, 2012, 2013. I think it was around 2013, maybe 2014 or something. Let me just think. Robin died in 2014. Do you know what? It may have been 2015, but it's a moot point. I can't remember the date. And I was in a supermarket just doing the basic food shop. It was the evening, and since I haven't got a car, it's a taxi ride home, and I would have had to have got a taxi ride. I was just leaving the shop, and this woman marches up to me, and I don't know her. I genuinely don't know her, and I still don't know her. As she came up and she just, "Oi! Oi! You!" It sounds like a start of an AC/DC album, song, doesn't it? "Oi! Oi! Oi!" And, "Oi! You! Are you the one who does the drawings?" Although she didn't say drawings, she said drawings or something. There was an extra W and R in it. It's like when somebody says Skellington, or axe for ask. It was that kind of thing. An axe is a thing you chop wood with, mate. So I turned round and I said, "I draw, yeah. Can you do one for me?" "Well, yeah. Yeah, if you want a commission, what do you want?" Now, on that rule, there are 2 prices, really. I've never really revealed the prices because, well, nobody really asks me. I have done commissions, but it's once in a blue moon if I'm lucky. And I'm having trouble looking over this camera as I'm doing this, so if there's a problem with the light, with the picture, I'm sorry. So I said to her that, look, there's two prices. Do you want family portrait or do you want famous? I want AC/DC. My husband likes AC/DC. Okay, well, you do realise there is a difference, a price difference. Now, the price difference is really just to protect myself, but also it's just one of those things. I've had people who have thought about buying a portrait, but getting a portrait. All this blasted paper's sticking to my arm. And they've got plans for the portrait. So let's say that I draw this portrait. Let's say I'm drawing this as a commission for someone, and I charge X amount of money for the work. For me, this is going to be 10 days if it's not 2 weeks. And it's this kind of work. Well, I've had people who have gone, well, I can make money from you. So they'll buy it for one price, my price, and then they'll either save it back for remember me when you're famous, or they have a price set already, and I've got this idiot to draw Bon Scott for this price, and I'm getting £2,000 plus and whatever. You know what I mean. So if it's a family portrait, you're not going to get a resale value. There's very little resale value if I draw your daughter or your dog or whatever. But if I draw a famous face, there is a resale value. If I draw, as I said, if I draw Bon Scott, there is a market for a Bon Scott portrait. Same as there's a market for an Arnold Schwarzenegger portrait or whoever's in the charts now. So her answer to this was, if you draw it smaller, can it be cheaper? No. Actually, if I draw it smaller, it's harder. This is on A3. This picture is on A3. Let me just show you. There we go. That's how much I've got to fill. All of this is last week. Bon Scott's head was yesterday. It's still not finished. If you draw it smaller, can it be cheaper? No. Well, if you draw it, can I buy a print? No. Because what you're doing is asking me to draw this for your print. You're paying me as a commission. So it's you know, I'm having to do this work for your print. How much are you expecting to pay for this? 50 quid? 50 pounds? Well, I left her standing. I walked out of the shop and I didn't even say goodbye or anything. I just left her standing. But that is where I am locally. I have people who have said, well, it's hobby, innit? No. It's just, I'm doing these portraits. Well, let me just say, I've always drawn. I've always done portraits. Well, I've always tried to do portraits. I started off doing birds. I've done cartoons and every character I copied. I even copied the page 3 girls in the paper. I did everything to draw. I was just drawing constantly. Do I make mistakes? Yes, of course I do. I'm not as accurate as I'd like to be. There are things that I could possibly improve. There are techniques that I'm not employing which I really should do. But the people that are around me, well, social media, at the moment in England, we've got these people trying to do a social media ban for children. But it's not going to be just for children. It is going to be for everyone. And suddenly, all those pages that you look at are going to disappear. And you have got to announce that you are an adult, even though you've been on for longer than they have been alive. I don't like censorship. But when I was at school, I went through 5 years of bullying. Now, AC/DC, you will know that Angus Young wears a school uniform. The reason he wears that school uniform is the teachers told him that he would be a waste of space. Now, anyone who grew up as a teen in the 80s were pretty much told they would be a waste of space. Look at Breakfast Club. Watch the film Breakfast Club. But that was something that we were told, and it was teenage mothers in the UK. The teenage mothers were the wrong of society, and unwed mothers were the wrong of society. And I stepped into the workplace with 3 million unemployed, and the careers officer laughed in my face when I said I wanted to be an artist. It wasn't this kind of art, it was just art. So it was designing anything. I could have been designing houses and cars and other things, but again, not really interested. There are shops and factories that need staff, you can do that. The art teacher said that I'd be nothing but a 2-bit artist, and I left school thinking, thank God that's over. I was a good kid, I wasn't a bad kid. But I was just left school thinking that, thank God that's over. I will never see the school bullies again. I can just get to doing artwork. And what I really wanted to do was movies. I wanted to make monsters. I wanted to play with the Muppets. Where I live, that's not possible. The nearest access to Hollywood was the local video library. And I'm afraid I'm still stuck here. So, I'm there trying to get work done, and trying to get noticed, and social media comes along, and it's an opportunity. Because, hey, I can connect with people. I mean, I was doing a cartoon at the time. That failed because of lack of financing. And I was doing this cartoon. And then I went on social media. And I'll tell you now that when the cartoon ended, I ended up with a nervous breakdown. When it got pulled. It hurt me. And I started drawing pencil portraits around then, because I needed something to do and something to show that I could do this artwork, and I could get some sort of connection that maybe would lead to something else. Well, it didn't take long before the moment I got on social media, I was blitzed by people from school days. And some of them that I knew, I'm having a bit of a sticky time here, some of them I knew, and some of them I hadn't got a clue, and others were the school bullies. And they weren't calling me by my first name, which is Mark. they were using the words that they were using at school. And there was absolutely no way that I was going to accept a friend request from one of the school bullies. This is absolute pain here with this sweat. There was no way that I was going to accept any kind of friend request. Anyway, when I start doing stuff on Facebook, I had quite a lot of people at conventions as well, some well-known stars, saying, you need to create a Facebook page. Okay. I don't know how to do it. Oh, it's easy, just do it. And I started putting my artwork on there. Well, it took less than a blip of a second to start finding that the school bullies found my page. Somebody I knew from those days. I mean, I should break away from this. I left in '88. And they started gravitating towards my page and making snide comments and suggesting that I should draw nudes and stars nude. I'm not doing that. The thing with nudes is, one, I can't put it on here, and two, I will only do that if that person is known for that kind of thing. I would rather seek permission from somebody. I would have to. And I've got no connections to do it. So I don't do it. But they wanted these name stars nude and doing other things, and that was their only reason that I should be drawing. And because I didn't do it, they got funny. So I'd draw a picture, let's say that I did Bon Scott, and it wouldn't get anything. Wouldn't find any support. And I go, oh God, I suppose I've got to draw cleavage again. And the moment I draw cleavage, they liked it. Well, then I noticed hide posts. And they started attacking my page that way. And when I did these, put them on, there was always hide posts, and I thought, these enemies are closer than I think. I'm backtracking, and I started checking to see who it was. Eventually I found out that people from those heady days of being in a classroom, they were friends with the bullies. So if they were talking about my work, sharing my work, connecting with it, didn't take long before they found out who I was, and they started hitting my page hard. And I just thought, well, I don't really need, I don't want the bullies to see what I do, so I'm not doing it. I'm not letting it, and I started blocking them. Well, that caused a ripple where nobody really talked, and that's where I am today. Should have talking, have very minimal. And now that I'm doing these musicians, so I've done small faces. Well, some of them haven't got a cultural reference for the small faces, but they've got a cultural reference for AC/DC. I'm not doing it for that, but it's that kind of thing. They know AC/DC, they know Ozzy, they know Alice Cooper, but they also, some of the people on there just want me to draw these people and constantly draw them. I've had somebody who won't support anything until I show a Freddie Mercury portrait that I've done, and she wants me to draw Queen all the time. And then I've had somebody who wants me to draw Lindsay Wagner all the time, and it's odd. It's odd. And to be honest, I've had enough. So anyway, let me just finish off this video and show you what I've done so far. I will be drawing Robin again. I will be drawing Robin again this year, but that's the only break that I've got. So this year, here we are. This year I've drawn John Lennon, I've drawn Lemmy, Phil Lynott, Little Richard, Jeff Beck, Chuck Berry, Sam Cooke, Rob Halford, Leslie West, Slash. Now I'm drawing AC/DC. It's now the end of May, and I've done, this one is 12 pictures in since the start of the year. So now, yeah, I've got this to do. There'll be more videos as I go down. The tattoo's going to be a bit of a job, but now I think I've waffled on too much, and it's about time that I just did something else, which is drawing with music on. Okay, see ya.